next one we got? Oh, this one's from Kirsche. I have a redeem idea. You want me to rap like SpongeBob? Is that your redeem idea? Oh wow, we go from rapping SpongeBob to rapping Kirsche. Nice. Yes, the Kirsche.
I've never seen a, like, facial transplant that's been successful.
I actually have seen this once, but I don't know if this is the same case. This was 3 days ago, so it might not actually be the same case. No, reacted the whole Skibidi episodes. You want a redeem where I react to entire Skibidi toilet episodes? Look, I'm already a VTuber. I don't need more brain rot.
And the only time I've ever seen someone with, like, this messed up of a face, for lack of a more fresh way to say that,
is when I saw Chat's mum. Hey-o!
Is, everybody remembers that picture of, like, that bride and, that army guy. I don't know if he was, like, a Marine or what,
welcome,
but he's, like, in his
How
dress blues and his face is all messed up because he got, like, blown up or something. And then his wife, like, left him, like, a few years later. Does
Fox, how dare you, mad gay? How dare I what? What did I do? I didn't do nothing.
everybody remember that? This is the only time I've seen something similar to that, but this guy wasn't military. He was in a car accident because he fell asleep.
You see that right there? That is a symbolic representation of the VTuber's thinking process. Watch it with us, calling us athlete edge.
Asleep at the wheel, and he burned like over 90% of his body.
That's literally me.
And he no longer had hands, and he no longer had a face, so he got a face transplant.
Okay, so it's the guy.
I'm assuming the flame started when I hit the curb on impact.
I'm gonna take my hat off for this, so there's like less
A breakthrough
in the way.
surgery that has never been successful until
Hold
now.
His face and hand.
Hold on.
Oh, damn.
Hold on.
We can't all have your femboy good looks. God, I do not have femboy good looks. I am a completely average guy. I'm a solid 5 out of 10. Maybe 6 because of my height. But I am so average that my face fits every other face in the FBI database. Oh, I thought it's just showcasing the magnificent South African internet power. Just a little bit. And so the reason why I apologize is because when you get injuries, especially burns to your hands, just the way your hands are structured, they're so complicated. You do not want injuries to your hands. It can severely limit your ability to move and your dexterity. And when you get burns, often what happens is that because of the scar tissue that forms, it makes it incredibly hard to move your hands afterward. That's why his hands are kind of almost clasped like that. Fox face fits all the faces in the FBI database, sus-F. Yep. You want to know what's wild? Most VTuber girls IRL are just as astonishing as their VTuber profiles. That is wild. That is unironically wild. It's insane how often that occurs. Well, I haven't seen anyone who's revealed their faces in the VTubing sphere, but that's because I don't know any VTubers. So you probably know a lot more examples than I do. But even so, a very interesting truth nuke.
And I'm like I'm fucking things up. I'm gonna take my hat off. I'm really interested in watching this chat. I'm also gonna take off the limiters on the top of the screen here, so we get the full image. We get the full image. Let's go. Buckle up, brother.
Hands used to belong to someone else.
First ever successful face
and double hand transplant.
Okay, never mind. It wasn't from the scar tissue. It was actually a total hand transplant. I've looked at some face reveals out of curiosity and it's flabbergasted me. Damn. Really? Whew. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I'm actually pretty average. You find a random dude at Walmart, he's me. Okay, maybe not Walmart, because then I'd be like 300-400 pounds. Your average guy at, I don't know, some random European store.
What did they say to you exactly?
You might not make it.
That's crazy. Science is crazy.
That is a face and a double hand transplant. So they literally put his hands, like from someone else, onto his wrist. That is crazy. Like, I don't know if they transplanted the skin or if they just literally put on an entire new hand. If they did, that is crazy, just because of how complex, the hand is in terms of just the motor function, the nerves that are in there. That is groundbreaking. I know they have done it with arms before. There was a guy, I think he lost both his arms, who got a double arm transplant. I don't know if he still has them because, there is such a thing as tissue rejection, but I thought that was really cool. To be able to replace your limb with someone else's is just mind-boggling.
I definitely have a lot of lucid dreams about, like, my old face. I never really had dreams about the burnt face. I don't know why. But I do have dreams of my old face. And
I know you can't really be picky and choosy when getting a face transplant, since apparently his is only the third one that they've ever tried, right? But it feels like he was, like some New Jerseyan, Italian-blooded guy in the U.S., and they gave him the face of, like, a British constable.
Great, now I can't unsee it. Thanks, Kirsche.
then I also had
He just needs his little constable suit and his little constable hat, and there he goes. Off to
dreams of what
service.
I think I'll look like in the future. I moved out of my parents' house at 18 years old.
Like, he
Bought
was
my
fucking handsome, too. Like, that's so sad.
Yeah, he's actually a really good-looking guy.
car. It was a little bit out of my budget, but I was like, you know what? I could afford it now.
I wonder if all that swelling is actually just from the surgery. Your kind clings to your flesh. I crave strength and certainty of steel. Oh, man. Asunder is into that Robuzi. He wants to become a full-on Borg.
When I got my headers, I just did it for the noise. I didn't really care about the horsepower, nothing like that.
I don't even know what a header is.
Neither do I.
Something raw.
I wonder if that all that puffiness is just from the surgery. So I wonder if it'll go, like, if the swelling will reduce, if it'll look a lot better.
Do my own thing, hang out with friends. I was living on, a dream.
Exhaust header? Bro, I retweeted out someone who put a
I almost thought this was another symbol. Not gonna lie.
cactuar exhaust thing on their exhaust pipe.
I just immediately saw another symbol there, don't know why. Must be the inner German. Headers or exhaust headers, performance-enhancing component in a car's exhaust system. They consist of individual tubes that connect to each engine cylinder, designed to improve the exhaust flow, potentially... There goes the message. Potentially increase horsepower and torque? Oh. So that's what it is. The more you know.
that that feels like it's super inefficient, but I want a cactuar on my fucking exhaust pipe. That was so
I want something similar. But, we're gonna maybe rotate some of these limbs 90 degrees, and then it's gonna look
fucking
perfect.
cool. I had to go to my mods, and I was like, Mr. Moderator,
Hey, Fasani
I
Mojito,
love
welcome, man. How you
cactuar.
doing?
Cactuar is one of my favorite Final Fantasy things. Can I retweet this, or will retards think the cactuar is a secret swastika?
Ah, damn it, I'm caught out. She caught me, boys. She knows. She knew exactly what I was thinking.
I was like, Mr. Moderator, I really want to tweet this, but I'm afraid of the retards.
My cactuar dog whistles.
1,000 needles exhauster, no deal. Yeah, exactly. They said it was fine. No oppression all of this time. Fuck you. I love cactuar. Twitter freaks.
Day, I was golfing with my dad. My job called me while I was golfing. He said, hey, you want to come in overtime? I was like, yeah, why not? Went home, slept for 5 hours, which I thought that was normal. Clocked in, did my nighttime shift, 11 p.m. to 7 in the morning. I don't remember clocking in or out. I just know I did that. It was 10 minutes away from my apartment. 10 minutes, what's 10 minutes?
That's crazy that it's only a 10-minute drive. And because he was so tired and fell asleep during such a short drive, like his entire life just got giga fucked.
Wait. Was there an accident because he fell asleep at the wheel? That's scary.
Oh my god, I know they always say your life can
Alright guys, from now on, we're gonna pump ourselves up with caffeine before we drive anywhere. They're exactly as Chief said, but they're doing it by lowering back pressure and raising flow and exhaust so you don't use as much power and energy. There are specific differences. Oh boy. I had a video covering this concept most still get wrong to pump out the same volumes of exhaust. Okay, thanks. I appreciate the in-depth dive.
change in an instant, but when somebody explains how short of a time that it took for them to have something drastically
My
change
soul
their
is
entire
already
life,
pumped full of caffeine. Oh, hey, CT. Nice to see you here. I assume you came in here because of the swastika exhaust pipe. Yeah, the moment they mentioned it, suddenly all the Germans are coming in here. Guten Tag. CT, hello. Yes. How you doing, by the way, CT? You good?
It really puts that line in perspective, in my opinion.
Oh, what? Okay, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll rewind backwards and you can see it. Imagine not being full of coke and meth like truckers. Lol.
Fell asleep at the wheel, and my car grew up to the side of the road, hit a curb, landed on the roof of my car.
What did I just hear? You heard nothing.
Caught on fire because of the headers. The reason
Oh, damn.
why
Hold on. His car is completely totaled. Look at that. Those are all, I believe, from the fire. Yeah, it's completely charred. Wow. He's lucky to be
the headers
alive.
caught fire because it hangs lower than the stock headers. It actually scraped the curb, was create sparks, and the oil pan cracked.
That's actually even crazier. That he was like, I wanted to get the headers, but I didn't even care about the horsepower. I just liked the noise it made. I like just something that
True.
trivial is what caused such a massive problem.
Okay, I'm never getting headers on my car ever again. He reminds you of the girl that ate bubblegum from the Charlie's Chocolate Factory. Yeah, well, he didn't quite eat bubblegum. He ate a bit of pavement and lots of fire, unfortunately.
Holy fuck.
Cracked. And a good Samaritan jumped over the barrier, pulled me out. My shirt was halfway burnt. My hair was not burned. Not even my socks were burned. So like my feet isn't burnt. I saw my skin on my feet. I had a Fendi belt on. Pretty mad when I woke up from a coma. Mom told me,
Get headers, but make sure they're as far above the ground as you can get them. Don't get the low-hanging stuff like he did. I don't know, man. This might have scared me to never getting them. But if I do, I'll make sure that they're pretty high up.
yeah, they cut your belt off. And I was in a coma for 3.5
I will never slander the TUV anymore. They make sure your car is fit for the road, sometimes overcorrect, which is good. Yeah, it's better to be overprepared for road safety than underprepared. Every time.
months.
Wow.
Oh wow, his whole face is covered. This guy's seriously lucky to be alive. He spent
You
3
can
months
hear
in a
people.
coma. Damn.
It's all dreams, but they're mostly bad dreams because like when they take you into the tank room where they wash you off, take off all the bandages, that's not fun. You can feel the pain. So you're dreaming about pain. They're not meaning to torture you. They're just taking out the bandages, but it still hurts.
Yeah, I could
Oh damn, imagine being in a coma like that. You're completely locked in and you can actually feel the pain from people removing the bandages from the skinless body of yours. Oof. That's gotta be a nightmare.
not imagine if I was like completely mummified, bandaged, with like burns all over my body. The amount, even if you're drugged out of your mind on painkillers, like just the pain of them taking off those bandages to like clean you and put fresh ones on so you don't
Jake, Aaron, hi, welcome. Ah, damn it, he got me. Very funny. My liege, welcome, welcome. How you doing, man?
get
Hope you're doing well
infected.
this
Yeah,
morning.
actual fucking nightmare fuel.
Everyone asks me, like, do you experience the afterlife? The only thing I experienced is me walking my dog. He passed away 2012, 2013. I was like, oh, this.
I've sent your friend request on Discord and, well, follow into it. We'll be waiting for your response. Dude, why do you sound like such a weird bot right now? Sending friend requests to random people you've never met. That's a little bit sus, bro. That's a little bit sus. It's kind of sus, bro. Like, if you've got a legitimate reason for it, you just want to be buddies, that's cool. But right now you're acting sus.
This is it.
Ban him? I don't want to ban him just yet. He hasn't done anything weird. He's just being sus. Finally showed up to stream. Welcome, welcome. Clanker? Possibly a Clanker. We don't know. Because he doesn't answer any of our questions directly. And we technically did give him the Discord server link. I don't think he joined. I don't know. We'll have to suss him out. If he's not a bot, ask him a question that a bot wouldn't be able to answer.
I'm assuming this is the afterlife, just me walking my dog down an endless hill.
Okay, at least he had good dreams of him walking his dog.
Well, at least he still has a sense of humor, right? That's good. That's a good way to put. He's like, is this what the afterlife is like? I just fucking.
I did. Discord says he's likely a spammer. Yeah, that's confirming the sus allegations. Should we give him a chance to redeem himself?
And walk my dog downhill forever? Yeah, thanks God.
First thing when I woke up from the coma, the first thing I asked my mom was, how are the rooms on my car? You know, she says, oh, child, they're gone. The nurses come running in because they heard my voice, so they come.
I like how the first thing he asks is about his car. Bro, you could have died.
running in and all the nursing stuff. They just
Although I can understand, guys, we're pretty sentimental about stuff we work hard for. Like, can you imagine if you have a Bionicle collection and maybe your house explodes? You wake up in the hospital, the first thing you want to know, Mom, where's the Bionicles? Guaranteed.
bombarded me, and they're just like touching me, vitals. If I'm in pain, my mom had to leave the room because it was just too hectic. And then my dad explained the accident to me. I just think she couldn't do it because it's a mom. When I realized everything was different was the next morning when the doctors came in and they told me we had to amputate your fingertips.
Oh
down
my
to-
God.
Oh, damn, that's some serious burns. Survives near-death experience, but how is my car? True, man. Most of us can't even afford a car. Damn, that is some serious burn damage right there. Holy...
Second knuckle.
Oh my
Your
God.
eyelids are burnt off.
Dude, zombified. Emotes. Inventors have as a late inventor Paul Patone called inventor syndrome or inventor's condition, which basically means men treat the things they work the hardest for or invented as their kid, kind of like their baby. Okay, so it was actually a thing. I don't know there was an actual term and a psychology behind it. Interesting. Thanks for that, Wiz. Poor dude, Jeebus, yeah. I feel genuinely
Oh
sorry
my
for this
God.
Can't
guy.
open your mouth fully no more.
That is
You also
horrific.
sunburned. So like Freddy Krueger. He's like, yeah, like
He unironically looks worse than Deadpool. And that's saying a lot.
basically like him.
Well, used to. I think this is still an improvement.
I was oh, okay.
I actually wonder if he still has vision, because normally with burns that bad, you completely lose vision.
And like
Just because of the
This
damage to
man
the
is
eyes.
far stronger. Like, I mean, you have no choice but to accept it, right? Like, there's no fucking option for you. But like, just that's a strong man. Jesus fuck. I
How much is... Okay, I'm
would've
not gonna read it
broken
out.
The fuck down. Okay, what a fucking champ. Like, holy shit.
yeah, I'm on like a lot of drugs, so it's like you're not fully there. I'm like, oh whatever, I'm just gonna heal up. I just probably gonna look bad. Like Freddy Krueger, he's mobile, his hands move, but in reality, when you're burned, you can't move like
I don't even know right off. It must be a bot. Yeah. That's my guess too.
that. It's
I'm sorry, Malto, but you're in fact a bot.
took about like 10
It's over.
minutes just for me to like sit up on the edge of the bed, and then just to stand
Dent.
up for the first time, it felt like I walked like 5 miles. At that point, I was like, oh, that's there goes my life. That's it. I'm done.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a one thing to be looking horrific, but burn damage causes so much loss of mobility just because of how much damage it does to the nervous system, the muscle system, and everything.
Months after rehab, I had no more healthy skin to do skin grafts on. I went back to my Jersey plastic surgeon.
Dent.
He was like, there's nothing else I can do for you. But he's like, I know this doctor in New York City.
I know this doctor. And that's usually where all horror movie starts. The physical therapy must have been insane, dude. I can't even imagine the hell that guy must have gone
They're
through.
looking to do a face and double hand transplant. He said there's 2 before me. The first one passed away on the table, and the second one, the hands failed. So that was like the first thing he said, like, this can fail. But
Yeah, we've had this happen twice before. The first time the person died on the table, and the second time, the hands failed. You want to be the third? You want to
Hey man, third time's a charm, you know what they say.
try? I was like, I guess when you're in this position though, like what choice do you have, right?
Yeah, you probably want to take the unknown quantity that you might get a better life, just might get some of your life back, over the known quantity that you're basically screwed. Are you a gambling man? I've dabbled in a bit of blackjack.
I mean, if you put yourself in the position
I've dabbled in a little bit of Balatro.
of like your hands are gone, your entire body is just burned beyond recognition besides his feet. He's lost his face. He can't really see very well anymore. He can't talk very well anymore. Breathing was probably difficult, right? Like he said, my life is over. Like if your life is already over, it might be an easier decision to be like, well, if it's already over, then I get this surgery and it either works or I die in the surgery and it's no different from right now.
That's pretty much the
Build a
logic that they'll use.
dreadnought, put you in that shit. You're interested in the double hand transplant? How functional are they? Yeah, I mean they're focusing mostly on his face because that
if you guys had to like have irreparable damage to your hands, would you rather A, go for a hand transplant, or B, get cybernetics? So, on one hand, with the hand transplant, you're probably going to have immunosuppressants. You're probably going to have not as good motor control as you would have liked, considering your previous hand. It probably won't work 100% as your old hands did. But you'll still have feeling and sensation, or you go with cybernetics, limited dexterity. You don't have to use immunosuppressants, and you lack all sense of feeling. But you do keep a cool factor.
That's fucking crazy, right? Like being able to transplant someone else's face onto a different person. That's like sci-fi tech in my.
It is cyberpunk time. Hell yeah. I'm sorry if I lose my hands, Borg me up. Call me Atom Smasher.
A layman brain, right? But I'm interested in the hands. Like I want to see the hand movement as well, because I've only ever seen
cybernetics are vulnerable to electrical standing waves and EMPs. I mean, yeah, that is true. But, that's just kind of the pros and cons of weighing up those situations. Because if you get something like a hand transplant, you could, potentially also die in that surgery, but you could also face complications with tissue rejection and all sorts of other complications. Like, it's one thing if you get your hands and, some EMP just, completely wastes them and they're, like, useless for a little bit. That's a lot safer than, say, having your body reject the tissue that's been, what's the word? Grafted onto you. Plus, it still looks cool, even if it's functionally useless after a good old EMP.
Prosthetics, right? And there's some good fucking prosthetics, like metal, robotic prosthetics, but they were just like, we're not going to give you a prosthetic, we're just going to give you somebody else's flesh hand.
Go into any surgery, you can die.
Do you know what I would do? Unironically, I would have, if I was this guy, I would legally have my name changed to Godric the Grafted. Unironically.
So that didn't bother me at all. You're going to die anyways. Might as well die trying to be independent again, live my life.
Oh, I'm glad he said the same exact thing I did. There we go. I am clairvoyant.
How they stitched me up was just a patch
damn.
up, It wasn't forever. I don't want to live on my parents' couch the rest of my life either.
Aww.
Because I could go blind.
That's insane. Like being in this kind of condition and like worrying about your parents still. Man's got like a heart of fucking gold. Holy shit.
Should have gotten the tech priest route. Yeah, we have one in our local Discord, so if you ever guys lose a limb, we got your back. Pre-watch SMDH Kirsche. Hell yeah, the pre-watch allegations. Finally, not only I do have to deal with these allegations, Kirsche can have some of her own. Even if it's as light, it's just pre-watch.
Long run. And on top of that, when I go blind, I can't use Braille because I can't feel with my fingertips. So I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, that's also true, because if he loses his sight, he won't be able to, feel the Braille because his fingertips have basically been burned to cinders.
Blind, and then lived on my parents' couch the rest of my life, watching their TV, using their electric bill, all that junk. I moved out for a reason, to live my own life, and they lived their life. They're done raising me. They did their job as parents. Like, my mom basically became a mom again. I'm not a mom, but I'm assuming you kind of don't want to do that after your kid turns 18. You want to do your own life. And then who's going to take care of me when my parents die?
Yeah, damn.
I just like, since they're showing images, I wanted to see like the extent like that. You can tell where he's gotten skin grafts too, and it's like, some of it looks fine on his legs, but holy fuck. I could not imagine being this person. And he's got gloves on.
Tragedy aside, this is precisely why the something integration of advanced prosthetics and something. Nice.
He's got gloves on, so he's got like some kind of function in his hands, but I wonder what the gloves are hiding.
Did Kirsch's VOD cut this off? Because I'm basically watching a square here and it just completely cuts off here.
Chat.
Oh, never mind, it was zoomed in. There's another effed up thing, that we need more research into regenerative medicine, and we can program both fetal and adult stem cells to become tissues based on your DNA. But almost as if it's cloning, but not fully. Yeah, I actually have heard a little bit about that. I imagine the technology is pretty expensive and probably only, very likely researched at this point. It's definitely something that we should pour in a lot of effort into. because that's just going to help so immensely with just the amount of conditions that would potentially cover is huge. So any type of disease that would affect pretty much any organ can be completely remedied by a transplant of what is effectively, tissue from the main host, which is pretty awesome. It's something we need to lower the IP barriers to. The implications are massive, yeah. Like, there are probably so many diseases that you can't cure, that are pretty much deadly. Like, for example, I think pancreas cancer, I think, is one of them. It's basically a death bill once you get it. But if you can just replace it like that, just by growing your own organ, that could save a lot of lives. I heard about it, but called 3D printing instead of growing. Imagine you could just 3D print your own organs at home. That would be so... Oof, that's wild.
The surgery was 23 hours long.
Damn,
a lot
that's
of
a long
doctors were
surgery.
involved. I think a total of 86. They
86 doctors, bros. That's huge.
cut off my burnt face.
That's
Around the
crazy.
hairline, behind the ears. I think they really connected behind the ears. A lot of scar tissue there. Down around the neck. They put the donor face on. They had to reconnect it, like all the veins, the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons. They put 2 metal plates in my cheekbone so it wouldn't sag. And I know what they...
So maybe they put the metal plates in his cheekbones so his cheeks wouldn't sag. So maybe that's why it's like super puffy right now.
That could be why, yeah. I imagine that the inflammation was from the surgery.
I mean, maybe later on they take out those metal plates once they have noticed that it's viably taken to like his nerves and everything and it can sit up on its own. Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I feel like at some point they'd have to take those metal plates out, right? Wonder if he could get another procedure to make him not look like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Well, no, that's what I was just saying. He said they put metal plates in his cheeks to prevent the donor face from sagging because it has to, like, whenever you get
Shrug again.
a transplant, right, it can get rejected by your body. So
Yeah. That is scary.
even though they connect his nerves, there could still be some that, like, fail, maybe? You think the donor is just too British.
hands, they basically cut like right here.
Oh,
We
damn.
attached all the veins,
So it was a full hand transplant, not even skin. It just...
ligaments, nerve systems. And then I was sedated for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I woke
That's crazy! I didn't know we could do that!
Surprise. I know it was done once with arms before. So I do know of one other case where this has happened.
Why have we been using prosthetics if this is something we're capable of doing?
Because it's probably really, really expensive and requires a hell of a lot of more expertise. You could also face things like rejection, so you're probably going to need a whole lot of medication for that. I just imagine it's just much more of a nightmare to pull off. That and there haven't been a lot of successful examples of this happening either.
up from my surgery. Eyes were swollen shut, so it's just black, but I'm awake. And I'm in a lot of pain.
All right, chat. If you're gonna get hand transplants, what if you get hand transplants from someone who's a different race?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably a bad idea because of it's more likely for rejection. We had a synthetic heart transplant. The whole heart is made of aluminum silicone. That is pretty wild. That is pretty cool. IP barriers and trillions of dollars in international regulations are the main reasons it's so expensive. Yep. Pretty much the price of everything is needlessly bloated, in my opinion.
Would that even be possible? Like, what if
I don't think you'd be able to get a transplant or something like that from another race. Very much no. Especially for things, if you just consider the fact that like mixed race individuals, they struggle to get organ donations because like even like their parents, their DNA is far too removed, even though they're an actual parent, to be able to be a viable donor for an organ. And that's why you would actually need someone from a similar racial mixing genetic background to be able to donate you an organ. So I severely doubt you'd be able to viably get a transplant from another person of a different race without it, just being rejected. Jorking with your nuke black hands would be wild.
What if he got like hand transplant from like a black guy and then like a Japanese person's face? Would that even be possible? What would you put down on your legal forms for what race you are at that
Just tick all the boxes, man. Just tick all the boxes.
point? Because you're like, well, biologically I'm Caucasian, but I got a Japanese man's face and a black man's hands. You know, like, what would you do? He would be the first black samurai.
You'd be Yasuke for real, for real.
I didn't think that happened to Carl. How would you buy a set of gloves? That's a good point. You want a robot hands? You can make Skywalker jokes.
I
Race
use
cocktail,
my
true.
robot hand for good.
The nerve pains of shooting, it felt like cats clawing at my palms.
Oh.
My parents were there, both of them were there at the time, but I couldn't see them. I couldn't see them for about like 2 weeks. My eyes were swollen shut. I was not allowed to touch my face, and I listened. The first time in my life I listened to someone. Before my accident, I was super independent. I had to restart my life at 20 years old. I'm still learning how to change how I do things, you know.
Oh, hold on. I want to rewatch that part.
I'm still learning how to change how I do things, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Before and after.
crazy. This is like showing before, so like before the hand surgery when he had just like the stumps at the knuckles.
I actually wonder why couldn't they have just, instead of doing a hand transplant, just do a finger transplant? Because it looks like he's got pretty much everything up to the knuckles. Maybe the nerve damage to his actual hand was just too much for it to be viable, and they just had to put on a whole new hand, just because of how damaged the muscles and nerves were.
And then after the hand surgery, like, I mean, it's not crazy mobile, but it's way fucking better.
Every day is a different learning day.
Pinwheel.
What was that voice? Pinwheel! The white cells would fight the new fingers? Well, yeah, they would also fight the new hand. I'm just saying. I'm actually wondering, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot more dangerous to have a whole, you know, forearm transplanted onto you than just, you know, a couple of fingers. That actually reminds me of the one time, I think one guy lost his fingers in, I think it was a lawnmower accident. It's Kirsche, fair enough. And so what the guy did was, his doctor, I think it was a manual labor, so he needed his hands. You know, if he wasn't able to work with his hands, it's pretty much over for him. So what his doctor was, he actually transplanted some of his toes onto his hand so that he was able to, you know, have dexterity again in his hands, so he could actually work with his hands again. So even though he's got a little bit of a shuffle with his foot, you know, so he can't run quite as well, he can at least still use his hands because he's got toes grafted onto where his fingers used to be. I thought that was really cool. Kirsche does that voice a lot. It's funny when she talked about to Vice in that voice.
Damn, his wife's.
I also like, hold on. If I could get a new pecker transplant, grow from my own genes and stem cells, I'd have it a couple inches bigger. I mean, I'm above average as is, but why not actually MRDD with everyone if I feel like flashing it? That is wild that that's the first thing you think of in terms of, you know, getting a transplant of something. This reminds me of when I was busy talking to Necra in a Discord call once, and we were discussing, you know, what if this was, you know, cyberpunk times? What is the first thing that you would get a, you know, cybernetically enhanced? And you can guess her answer as to what she would want, you know, enhanced with cybernetics first if she had to choose one thing.
It's hot. Damn, she got booty.
Typo, lol. Extension surgery exists, wouldn't recommend it though, neither would I.
We met April 1st of
Remember, boys, not about how big, it's how well you use it.
2021. I found out about Joe through one of my nursing school professors.
Mess with everyone?
I remember looking at the
what I was
picture
trying
of
to
him,
type?
right,
Ah.
before and after, and
Makes
thinking,
sense.
dang, that sucks. He was a handsome
That's
guy,
what
but
I
that's all I
said.
thought. Then I watched a documentary that his hospital released. The one thing that I was
You could do what the porn industry does, give it steroids directly. I mean, you could, but doesn't that have some serious side effects?
captivated by Joe was when he said that he wanted the hand so he could go back to work. So it wasn't even
I can imagine that. It's not even just about a cosmetic thing. He just wants functional form. This guy just wants to go back and work. He doesn't want to live in his mom's basement. Absolute based. He seems like such a nice guy.
oh, I want a face
Cacroids.
so that I look normal again, or
Oh,
so
damn.
that people will stop staring at me. He wanted hands so that he could go back to work, and I just was like, oh, like that's like so sweet. So after
That is sweet.
watching that, I followed him on Instagram.
Wow,
And
22,000
one day,
followers?
I was just
Nice.
like chilling at my parents' house, going through my followers, and I saw Jessica and her dog. He's a Boston Terrier. To have a
Oh,
Boston
he's
Terrier,
a
you have to have
goofy.
like, a certain personality.
Aww.
So I DM'd her saying, I like your dog.
The first thing he said was, I like your dog. We started texting.
And one thing led to another.
We
How
started
wholesome.
FaceTiming. When it was starting to get flirtatious, I was like, should I go for it? Should I not?
Chat! Wagyu! This man got burned on 90% of his body and got a face transplant from a British constable, and he got a wife whose ass is more bubbly than his face transplant. Alright? You're all gonna make it! Yeah, the
Don't worry, guys. If this guy can make it, so can you.
dog wingman, dude.
Right? Because at that time, I was
So that's how I can get rid. No, that's not what he's saying. That's saying that if someone who is so low can get such a high, then surely you, who is higher, can get something too. You know? It's not over, boys.
30 and he's 8 years younger, so he was 22.
Oh, wow.
I remember telling one of my coworkers at the time.
Wait, hold the fucking phone!
Because at that time I was 30 and
Oh wait, she was 30 and he was 22? Oh damn.
he's 8 years younger, so
To be fair, he kind of looks 50 with his new face, but I mean, still
he
damn.
was 22. I remember.
So she's... At the time that they started talking, she was 30, so she's
So she's hag maxing.
somewhere in her 30s now. She
Bro literally dated a VTuber.
looks really fucking good. She looks hag love, brother.
I remember telling one of my coworkers at the time, who I thought was cool, her first thing she told me was, why would you do that? You know what's going to happen. These transplant patients don't live that long, and he's going to be in the hospital. Obviously, I didn't listen to her.
Obviously.
And
fuck
and
that
just
bitch.
pursued my relationship with Joe. We met in person 3 weeks after. I was going to be closer to him, so I said, hey, I'm going to be in Philadelphia.
So she came up to my parents' house. Her dog, Kirkland, I think helped break the ice, you know,
I'm not used to going to someone's parents' house anymore, but I had to go to his mom and dad's house.
which I'm sure that was
For real, crab a bucket coworker. True.
awkward for her. Because, like, first of all, you're
Trust me, even if you look like this and you got a sense of humor, you're set for life, bros.
meeting someone that looks like me. So I know that's awkward.
I wasn't nervous or scared about Joe's situation because I worked in organ and tissue
Aw,
procurement, so I
this
was
is too
surrounded
wholesome.
by tissue donation, transplant, organ donation.
This is real love, guys.
She's seen a lot worse than me. She also worked in the coroner's office back in LA, so like she's seen a lot worse. That's something that me.
Oh, she worked in the coroner's office. You know, she saw dead bodies all the time. That's way worse than what I look like. I like this guy's sense of humor. Holy shit.
See, like I said, bro, you got a sense of humor, you're gonna make it in life.
Her can connect on too, like things like that doesn't traumatize me or like affect me. So she can talk about work. So I was kind of awkward at first, you know. The first thing I said to her is, you look a lot smaller in person. To me, that's a compliment. I would say if someone said I look skinnier in person, oh, thank you.
And we had dinner, we played pool. I just felt so comfortable with Joe. And when we hugged for the first time, we just had a connection. It didn't feel forced at all. And then he was being very flirty. He was like, why don't you just sit on my lap?
Oh.
And I was like,
Ooh la la.
okay.
Oh.
Right? Because you don't expect this from Joe, because he's quiet, he seems shy, and then he said, sit on my lap.
A lot of people.
He's a booty man.
Hey yo, yeah, bro's got riz.
How did he pull it? I'm 6'1".
Okay, so he's shorter than me, but not bad.
6'1" helps. But you also have to have a little confidence. Girls like confidence.
True.
So I sat
True.
on his lap, and we
A jinx.
kissed. And I remember it being different, right? It's not his face. He can't control his lips like he used to be able to control his lips. So it was definitely a different type of kiss.
Then, you know, she left. As soon as she left, she started texting again.
You know, I think it's harder to meet people nowadays that are going to be genuine and have true intentions.
True.
I just knew that I wanted
So many fakos out there, bros.
to spend more time with him.
After a year was up with her job, she wanted to do a travel nurse. I thought it'd just be in Jersey, you know, never traveled, never had the idea to travel, you know. But then Jessica came in, like, you know.
Aw, damn, they went everywhere. It's two lovebirds and a little dog.
There's more than Jersey.
Oh, his face looked like it was getting better in that last bit. God damn, she is gorgeous. What the fuck?
Bro
I
scored
don't even
an
know what
absolute
she's
win.
wearing. It's just like chocolate that draped on her. I'm like,
Bro has all the bragging rights right now. And like, people get bullied for looking less. And yet this guy, he managed to pull this. What's your excuse, chat? Hmm?
I'm just like tweaking out over here. Women will date a 6'1" guy who looks like this instead of a 5'11" guy who doesn't.
Whammon moment.
What the fuck? Women like confidence, is this true? Yeah, just fucking fake it till you make it. If you feel afraid, if you don't feel confident, just like...
Oh, hold up. Let me allow that message. He's not a booty boy. He's into both, clearly. Yeah, clearly.
Fucking muster it, man.
I mean, just look at those assets, shall we say. Bro made it in life.
Jessica.
Oh, you can drive now? That's
I
awesome.
proposed September 7th, 2024.
What, 7th?
I'm not
At least.
I proposed September 7th.
Oh, September. I thought you said October. Okay, like, okay.
2024.
Oh, so it was just last year?
So I said, just will you marry me? December 5th, we eloped.
This is too beautiful, bros. Bro actually scored. Too gorgeous, he absolutely 100% giga Chad. He absolutely won. This deserves a 4chan post. What's your excuse, Anons? This man got an absolute W in life.
In Hawaii.
Oh my god, that's a beautiful...
In Hawaii, of all places. A bro went from 90% of his body burned to life is so over, to, you know, fast forward a few months later, he's getting married in Hawaii. To an absolutely beautiful wife, mind you.
Beautiful
I
wedding dress,
never
too.
in my life thought I would say that.
You see, he lost his face. So God gave him a prettier one. It just happened to be another person.
I see Joe and I starting a family.
Oh, damn. Can you imagine? Life completely turned around. He ain't handsome anymore, but he got a wife, and beautiful kids, and a dog. What more could you ask for in life?
I think when you love someone, you find someone that you want to be with, you just want to...
And your kids will be like a gotcha because you don't know what his real face is right now.
But you've seen his early pics. He was pretty handsome back then.
You have pictures of when he was younger, but like, considering the state of his body right now, it's literally a gotcha roulette for what the kids are gonna look like. That's crazy. Oh my god, gambling addicts should get together with burn victim units, alright? We get...
See what someone would look like that's a little bit of you and a little bit of them. Maybe acts like me but looks like Joe, or, you know, vice versa.
Because of Jessica, I want to be a dad. I think every guy can say that, like, after they find that right person. Maybe some guys want to be a dad before a relationship, but that was not me.
We're excited. I mean, it's nerve-wracking.
He's
with social
so
media,
sweet,
people are
Chad.
quick to judge me and my relationship with Joe. You know, I'm a gold digger. I have Florence Nightingale syndrome.
What do you mean gold digger? Wasn't the guy completely broke? Like, he didn't have a job or anything.
I have a fetish. Joe could handle it really well, but, you know, women have different feelings, different emotions.
True. Men will shrug it off.
I handle it differently.
It's crazy that even if you're...
Like, imagine that some guy calls you out, you'd be like, yeah, I got a wife and kids, what about you? Who's really got the L in life?
Dating someone who doesn't have a lot of money, you still get gold digger accusations.
Exactly.
It's like the Outback Steakhouse all over. If I was going to be a gold digger, I would not go for a fucking food delivery driver, man. Come on, have some brain cells.
They're going to judge you for 5 seconds and move on with their lives. So I'm not going to let their 5 seconds judgment affect my life and how I live.
Based.
Not hold anything back, because in the beginning I held back a lot of stuff. It's not a perfect surgery, and I was making a perfect surgery in the beginning, but then I realized, you know what, let me be real, like actually real. Putting my story out there to motivate people to get out of their funky days. And
unfortunately, that Outback guy is gay since Kirsche likes him. Oh no. Oh no. He's gauged? I need to know the lore behind the Outback guy. You guys gotta tell me. Who is this Outback guy?
Didn't realize my story can actually save, you know, life. I get the blood.
Also, is it gay if Kirsche likes you?
Sword. It sucks. I got into an accident. I lost 80% of my skin, and I had someone else's face and hands on me. But then I also found out my life
happens. Everyone she likes happened to end up being gay. That's scary. I hope she never ends up liking me. That would be scary.
partner. And if I wouldn't have had that accident, I'd probably still be a cock.
Like, can you imagine? Like, it's just randomly. If I ever happen to get in like a call with Kirsche, she's like, you know what? I actually like you in her Boston accent. And so I'm like, no, no. That ain't never gonna happen.
26-year-old. I would prefer not to be burned.
That's crazy. He called himself cocky. He's like, yeah, I'd still probably be like some cocky piece of shit, but you know what, now I got the love of my life. This guy, he's so sweet.
Had the accent, I'd probably still be a
What are you laughing at?
26-year-old. I would prefer not to be burned, but I like my life now. Just because I have Jessica around.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good and like healthy way to look at traumatic events you've had to go through, right? Like obviously, like yeah, he'd prefer to not be burned, but it's like that's kind of.
But it ain't all so bad. I mean, got a beautiful wife. Gonna have some kids soon. He's got a nice dog. Probably got a good house. Got married in Hawaii. Happy for him and her. Good W's from disaster. Absolutely. Bro's life was like just was going up, and then when crashed down like a like the stock markets, and then it rose up like Bitcoin hitting the ass. Absolute W.
Kind of how I tell my stories about my childhood as well. Like, yeah, sure, it would have been great to not have to go through a lot of that shit, but since I did, can't cry over spilt milk, I like who I am now. I like me as a person, and I try to be as good as I can be. He's a man's man. He's a man's. I'm glad that he has a fucking stunning wife who also has a heart of gold. He deserves that, man. That's crazy. That's a crazy fucking story. He may have been a cocky when he was younger, but now he has swag again. Now he's got fucking swagger, man.
Yeah, he's got Riz points now.
Trauma builds character. I hate that trauma builds character, right? Because it's like, I don't want people to have to go through something traumatic in order to be like a good character. But I guess
sucks,
sometimes that's the wrong box. I guess sometimes like that's just how it be. I don't know, I just don't like that because it makes it sound like you want people to go through shit. You don't want people to go through shit because that's bad, Too much trauma will destroy character. When will God stop testing me? when can I finally just be a woman?
When will God's strongest warrior finally get his hardest battles? That is a real question. Alright, GG's boys, that was a good video. I like that one. Let me link you guys the video down there. Paste. GG's, that was good. That was awesome. I like that. Oh, let me just crack my back. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Oh, excuse-moi. Alright, GG's, boys. That was a good video. I actually like that. That was probably one of the most wholesome things we've ever, had to watch on stream. It was very nice. Approved, 100%. Close all, yes. Oh, she has a Kek account too? That's nice, I didn't actually know that.